You guys, we are back on Emo Nite Radio on AMP. We are in fucking the back room of I always forget. I want to call it like Zook. I want to call it Resorts World. But I'm here with the Maine.
Hello. And we walked through Circus to get here.
Did you really?
I feel like whenever I'm in Vegas, I feel like maybe what people felt like on airplanes in like the 60s and 70s when everybody could smoke.
Yeah, when you could. I
feel like a cigarette. Like I don't want a cigarette, but I feel like one.
I've had one already now.
I like. Look, I do. You want to know what I do? And I know it's an audio program, but like this is like what I do on airplanes. I still do this.
Oh, there you go. And just blow it in your sleeve.
Like, did I look like? It didn't look like I did.
No, you're good. Right? Until the plume comes out, and it's like. Who's sitting in 26C?
I did get yelled at.
Made of vapor.
I got yelled at. It was I've been doing it for fucking like for 8 years since we've been like touring all this stuff. And last year was the first time I ever got yelled at for doing it.
Shit.
Some lady in my seat next to me.
That's a good stretch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a good success rate there.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty good. Like I feel like I've done a good job.
Yeah.
And I didn't get yelled on. She was yelled at. She was just like, "Are you smoking?"
They didn't have the marshal come take you down.
No.
Divert to San Antonio.
I know that if I had to divert a plane and TJ had to hear about it, he would kill me. But thank you guys so much for fucking joining me today.
Happy to be here.
I know today is a little weird.
For sure.
Yeah.
Woke up, weird. It was a lot of excitement to let down, and we're trying to remain as optimistic as possible, obviously, but...
Well, I mean, I think you saw the line outside. Like, everybody is so fucking pumped to just be here and be with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Obviously, it's for the best because we don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
At this thing. So it's like, I think people have no choice but to make the best of it now.
We're sorting some shit out too, trying to find a club to play in tonight. So
yeah.
Good.
I'm sure like everybody else on this whole fest, but
yeah,
I mean we are too.
Yeah,
we like almost
for sure.
we've had a stage. We have a stage here, and we were like, "Fuck, what could we do? What could we do to like help everybody out?"
Yeah, exactly. We just want to make something happen for people.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's like the greatest thing about this genre is like, if you had another festival that wasn't all of us, right? And they're like, "Fucking thing is canceled." They would be like, "Cool,
it's
I'm
done."
out.
Yeah.
For sure.
All of the bands that I've talked to today,
Everyone's scrambling. Yeah.
everybody's scrambling to be like, how do we make the best thing for our audience?
Totally.
Right?
That's where we're at. Yeah.
And everything that I've heard so far is like, let's make the show free. Let's make the show free.
Yeah.
So, that wouldn't happen in a bunch of other worlds.
I don't think so either. And I think that that's like what is really special about this and why it feels really scrambly, because we're all working for the same goal. We're working for the same goal.
Totally.
And rarely are there festivals where literally the whole lineup is sort of in the same world. You know, you generally see like on other fests, like Foo Fighters, then Taylor Swift or somebody, where it's like, this is,
I think that that's the most important thing about this is like, we had that little chunk in time, right?
For sure.
But it was so fucking important. And now, 10 years later, we can see how important it was to everybody.
I mean, even walking around these casinos, I mean, you're seeing shirts of Seosin and shit that like you said, happened in a specific moment, but it's like it was so important and impactful and special that we're just... I don't know how we got invited to it, but we're just happy to be here.
You guys like, I've talked to you separately on like the K-Rock show where we can't say fuck or shit or any of that stuff, but like
no fun.
No fun. Yeah. And I've always like really admired the way that you guys do like design and the way that you guys like put on your stage shows and the way that you guys as a band put together your design and songs and everything. Like, I feel like you put on your own festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had this type of shit happen?
We got close to the last one, and it's, being on that side of it is not, we don't envy being in that position.
Yeah.
It's such a tough thing to manage, and especially when you don't we don't know anything about weather. You know what I mean? Like, we're not meteorologists, so all you can go on is what the people in charge are telling you. And he was saying it is like, it's just not a position that you want to be in, but it is the reality of an outdoor event, and the utmost importance is safety, you know. So it's but we did Warped Tour, and you know, we would get rained out, like, you know, guaranteed rained out 5 times on a summer, you know. And
it's just the reality when you're outside and you're doing something and you plan something this far in advance and pick a date.
God has different plans.
You don't know what's going to happen until a couple days before. You know,
look, man, I think that, but you guys are playing tomorrow.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
Like, we are playing. You are playing tomorrow. Like, and I think that is, look, it is a cool thing because it gets people more excited. It sucks. Like, I get it. People flew in. They have, you know, they're like trying to figure shit out today. But I feel like, doesn't it bump the excitement up?
I mean, for us, like, it was, like I said, I woke up, and granted, we're you know, our set time is like a half an hour. So we're nervous, excited all week rehearsing, but we're rehearsing a 30-minute set. And it's like, today it was like showing up and the Christmas tree doesn't have any presents under it. And you're like, oh my God, I get cold again. But I think that makes what, for us, tomorrow is going to be like,
certainly
just
we're
makes
very
us more
excited for
rabid,
tomorrow.
you know.
Well, I think what you said, like, the Christmas tree is this festival, right? Like, I think that is
For sure.
the thing for everybody.
For sure.
Right? And they're like, it is a blessing to have everybody here in one spot. And, you know, like, there have been people that I've met that I've been talking to for years that I've never met in real life. Like,
For
I
sure.
talked to them on the internet.
Yeah.
Right? And they all came in here. They all
For
flew
sure.
in here to see, like, you guys. They came to see, like, all what's happening. And so the silver lining is, I think that everybody gets to meet each other.
The camaraderie around it, and for sure.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It totally is. And it's, again, it's just something from our perspective to be humbled by the invite and to know that in this world we're still, you know, a thing.
I mean, I think you guys are very much a thing. Your name doesn't come up in, like, almost every, your name does come up in, like, almost every conversation that we have when we, like, are putting together festivals and we're putting together shows and we're doing all this shit. Like, you are very prevalent in this fucking scene.
That's awesome.
You
It's
know?
awesome to hear. Thank
honored
you.
to be here.
You guys have managed to move. I think that, you know, the Maine has done something very cool. And I talked about it in the beginning, but, like, the way that you guys present yourselves, the way that you guys present your art, and the way that you guys have been writing your music feels really, really current and good and new. Like, for somebody like me, and for somebody, like, who never listened, who maybe, like, you know, like, there's like a 30-year-old dude out there.
Yeah,
that's like,
yeah.
I didn't listen to this before, and now I really like this. And then they're going to go back and, like, listen to your discography.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's just the opportunity that we've been presented by the people that have been with us for 15 years and allowed us to grow sonically and creatively, as far as, like, you know, like you're saying, the fest ideas and all those sorts of in-between things. I think we're just lucky that we still have those people around. And for us, it's always about trying to be as authentic and real as we can with all the decisions we make.
And I think, you know, when it comes to, like, making the records, and it's like, it's very clear to us if we're trying to do something that doesn't feel right, you know, and that's why we've never made the same album two times, because it's like we just go with whatever we feel inspired by at that time. Like, we're in the very early stages of working on what's going to be the next record, and, you know, it sounds nothing like what we just did before. And,
Which I love, by the way. I fucking love that record. Like, I really do.
Thank you.
I love that record. There was a time where, like, TJ and I would, you know, we'd have to drive back and forth from, like, each other's houses and do all this shit, and that was what we would listen to from
That's
front to
awesome.
back.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's rad.
I mean, like, it's rare when you get like a front to back record, right? Like, not anymore.
I mean, we're I think
that's the
now
goal.
more than
Yeah.
ever
That's just,
we're
something
putting the
we-
importance on trying to make full records and not just appease the single, world. So that's the goal. We're trying.
So you're writing the next record.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah.
We're like very early on.
Very beginning,
yeah.
but we know that it's not going to be the same.
yeah.
as-
working on some cool ideas.
What's different? Like, what's different? Because I know that last album front to back. Like, what's the fucking? What do you guys, did you guys go into this new album being like, this is how we're gonna change it, or did you guys just grow and you're like, oh, we're gonna write like this now?
I think we inevitably do a lot of talking within the dynamic of ourselves, and it's a lot of just pre-produced ideas of what we want and what we think. And I think the biggest difference maybe on this new mentality is trying to make a sonically cohesive record, where we felt like XO maybe bounced around from different feels of songs, different sounds, different drum sounds, different guitar tones on every song. I think this one we want to go in with more of a focused and more of an intentional thought.
And I think on the last record, I think not that this is a bad thing, but we at
Well, don't talk shit about that record, dude. No. I fucking love that record.
Yeah. No, I think just each time you make a record, you go about it a different way. I think on that record, the idea was like kind of make each song in a vacuum, where it just like think about what's just best for that song.
Serve the song, and that's it.
With this one, we want to think about the
overall
entire
picture, yeah.
and whether that's something that might sound weird to somebody if they don't listen to the whole album. Like, we're okay with that. We like want a record that you kind of have to sit and check out the whole thing. You know?
We want it to complement itself,
And I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about this a lot on the radio, and it's like the Jimmy Eat World Clarity.
Oh, yeah.
That's an
Oh,
album.
yeah.
That's an album you listen to from front to back.
100%.
And that's what, we were inspired big time by stuff like that and full albums,
I mean, I really respect that you guys are doing that and not just making like singles to make singles. Like, that's what I want as a person that loves music and is a fan of bands and is a fan of artists.
And that's what
we're
we
fans
are
of too.
You
Yeah.
know, that at the foundation of everything. It's like we put
want
on Clarity,
yeah.
On vinyl, and you're just tripping because of how incredible it sounds, how
that it can end with an 18-minute song.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're pumped on it.
Dude, I have gotten yelled at several times for playing that.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, the song's fucking 16 minutes.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
For
And I'm
sure.
like, but it's great.
Yeah.
No, I think that's hopefully, I mean, also we've made 8 fucking records before this, so it's also like, what do you do to sort of shock the people that have been around forever? And hopefully that's what we do, is shock them in a good or bad way, maybe just to shake it up and not produce more of the same.
Yeah, it's this idea of like going in without any fear, any thought of what people will think about it. Just how does it make us feel as the 5 of us? And that is literally the only thing that we've talked about this entire time. Is like, no one's allowed to hear it before it's done. No management, nothing. This is like,
Really?
we're just
You
doing
guys
whatever
are-
we
For
want,
real? Like, you guys are like, nope. Are they allowed to see any of the art? Nothing? Or you guys just gonna fucking like...
we're just get to
Some
that stuff. but-
some stuff.
Yeah.
We're just,
Get to that
we just
stuff.
want to get in a room and just work.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so fucking tight. The fact that you're not letting management hear the album before you release it.
And what's cooler is that it's his older brother, so
It's even,
It's
And
honestly,
I've known him since sixth grade, so
wouldn't have anything to say, but it's like it's more just like, we don't want the thought of anybody else having a perception of what we're making, just what the 5 of us think is great, And
dude, that almost makes me fucking tear up, because I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm so happy that there is a band that gives a shit enough to do something like that and to take that risk.
I think for us, it's just we give all the shits because we've been so, in our eyes, so hands-on and so DIY. Regardless of our situation with any labels throughout the years, it was always, no, we want our pictures to look like this. We want, and no matter what it was, like we can look back and be like, oh, that was a weird yearbook photo, you know, just like you would in real life. But I think throughout the history of our band, we've always been, maybe to a fault, very hard-headed on this is how we want it to feel. This is how we want it to look. This is how we want to be represented and hopefully understood or you know, heard at least.
And even more so now.
I mean, I think you guys are understood. You know, like I said, every conversation, your guys' name comes up. So that means that you're doing something right, at least like with the people that I talk to.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome.
I mean,
That's good.
Genuine, you know.
Yeah. So I am definitely sorry that fucking today got canceled.
As are we.
Yeah.
Very, very sorry.
I am sorry about that. I know it's got to be such a fucking like weird blow and a weird bummer and like all these feelings and shit.
And yeah, it is for us, and you know we were really looking forward to playing. But you know the people that came out here from different countries, from different.
Even this morning,
just
this morning, we heard people from Florida. We heard people from
London and
London,
Boston,
yeah.
and like
and
just
people, you know, worked their asses off to get hotels and tickets and all this stuff. It's just
so for us, it sucks, but for them, it sucks more and
because we're gonna play another show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I know,
they might not be able to see a show.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I know that you guys are gonna fucking
just
make
trying
it.
to make the best of it for everybody.
Look,
for sure.
Tomorrow, what time do you guys play?
5:15.
On what stage?
Checkered.
Checkered stage, the Maine, 5:15. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
this
Thanks for having
conversation.
us.
Dude, enjoy it tonight. Let's try and figure out something like
For sure.
we're all trying to figure
Yeah.
out like what to do to make this thing awesome for everybody that
Let's
came.
give people a good time.
100%.
Yeah, dude, you guys are the best. I can't wait for this fucking full album.
Yeah.
Full from
Yeah.
front to- I'm gonna play my favorite song off of the last album. It's Sticky by the Maine. It's Morgan, Emo Nite Radio. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.